quality roofing experience. Cavemen boys basketball is presented by School City of Mishawaka, growing leaders in a culture of excellence the Mishawaka way. The Mishawaka Education Foundation, granting a better future. Thor Industries, start your next adventure by visiting thorindustries.com. And by Legacy Heating and Air. Ask about the Mishawaka Cavemen Booster Program that earns money from the Mishawaka School District. Also brought to you by Beef O'Brady's, Edward Jones, the Food Bank of Northern Indiana, Gulfstream Coach, Hearth and Home, Jay's Cruncher Potato Chips, Kevin Putz with First Midwest Mortgage, Kurt Outdoor Living, LaGrange Country Dodge, Rossini Pizza, Troyer Carpets, Sonic Drive-In, U.S. Sign Crafters, Wings Etc., and Zolman's Tire and Auto. And now, with the School City of Mishawaka pregame show, here's Sean Stiers.
Very pleasant good evening to you, and welcome to Mishawaka High School and the Cave as we get set for another night of Mishawaka Cavemen basketball. Along with Vince D'Addario, I am Sean Stiers. It is Mishawaka and the other St. Joe, the St. Joseph Bears from St. Joe, Michigan, here tonight. It'll be an interesting non-conference matchup. The Cavemen coming off last Thursday's exciting 56-55 NIC win over Jimtown. Cavemen led by as many as 14 points before holding on for their second conference win of the season. Grant Jablonski led all scores, 21 points, 6 three-pointers, while Alex Boggs came off the bench with a career-high 16 points on 8 out of 10 shooting in the paint. A.J. Rosebush hit a couple of clutch free throws with a little over 7 seconds left to seal the victory. St. Joe competes in the Southwest Michigan Athletic Conference. They come into tonight's game with a 3-7 record. They picked up their third win of the season with last Friday's 54-46 win over Niles, Vince.
I love these games because, you know, there's certain teams we see all the time and we get to know the players. And I really like the games where we don't really know a whole lot about the St. Joe Bears, you know, coming from across state lines. And I think that's one of the things I just really love about high school basketball and matchups like this.
Mishawaka struggled from the free throw line before A.J. Rosebush hit those 2 big free throws, missed the front end of a few different one-and-ones down the stretch. And again, that lead went from 14. And then Jimtown, Phillips from Jimtown hit a three-pointer at the buzzer after Rosebush had hit the free throws. It made it a 4-point game. And so if he doesn't hit that, as you said, I mean, they either lose or they're going to overtime at that point.
Oh,
so,
yeah, those were some pretty clutch free throws. And, you know, a lot of guys stepped up in that game. You know, Boggs had a great game. That was exciting to see. Hoping to see a reprise of that so Mishawaka can get their inside-outside game working a little bit more tonight. And so I'm excited to see if he can step up and have 2 games in a row for the Cavemen.
Cavemen are now won 3 straight and 4 out of their last 5 games. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, you'll hear from Mishawaka head coach Ron Heklinski. We'll talk about the win over Jimtown, a preview of tonight's game, and also a preview of Saturday's Organ Donor Classic that'll be going on all day here at the Cave at Mishawaka with 4 games, including the Mishawaka girls starting things off at 2 o'clock against South Bend Clay, and the boys finishing things off against Lakeland.
Lakeland, baby, not Lake Shore.
I've got Lake Shore in my brain, but it is Lakeland, the powder blue and red from the east. We'll take a timeout. Mishawaka head coach Ron Heklinski is next. You're listening to Mishawaka Cavemen basketball in the School City of Mishawaka pregame show on the Mishawaka Network and Z94.3.
Most people look elsewhere to find leaders, not us. We see them every
Cavemen basketball is presented, of course, by Midland Engineering, and the School City of Mishawaka pregame show continues. Here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting Bears of St. Joe, Michigan, a 6'4" senior guard forward, a combo averaging 9.5 points per game. Ben Newland, a 6-foot senior guard averaging 7.6 a game. Devin Frenchco, a 6'4" senior forward averaging 8.4 points a game. Anthony Salentani, a 6-foot senior forward averaging 3.7 points and 2.9 rebounds a game. Lane Everett, and a 6'1" senior guard averaging a team best 9.9 points per game, has also hit 29 three-pointers this season, Jordan Marble. The Bears are coached by Greg Schaefer out of the Southwest Michigan Athletic Conference. They are 3-7 coming into tonight's game. For the Mishawaka Cavemen, it looks like this: a 5'9" senior guard averaging 4.5 points a game, Sam Shively. A 5'9" senior guard averaging a team best 11.2 points, coming off a season high 21 with 6 3-pointers in last Thursday's win over Jimtown, Grant Jablonski. A 6'1" senior guard averaging 8.8 points and a team best 4.4 rebounds, AJ Rosebush. A 5'10" senior guard averaging 8.9 points per game, Donovan Snyder. And a 6'3" junior averaging 3.6 points and 3.4 rebounds per game, Nick Hoopengarner. Cavemen coached by second-year head coach Ron Heklinski. They are 6-4 overall, 2-3 in the NIC, and of course this is a non-conference matchup. We'll take a final timeout and then back with tip-off between Mishawaka and the St. Joe Bears. You're listening to Cavemen Basketball on 96.1 W. Concludes, and the Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage first quarter begins, and we are on Z94.3 tonight, not WSBT. St. Joe wins the tip, and again, this is the St. Joe, Michigan Bears, not the Indians from South Bend. So we'll probably have to remind people of that from time to time tonight. Turnover, and A.J. Rosebush has the basketball. Coming up court, there's Grant Jablonski. Out to Rosebush, down to the corner, Jablonski, bang! Three-pointer right away. He picks up where he left off Thursday when he hit 6 3-pointers, and he starts the scoring 3-0 Mishawaka.
On a great give and go there, too, by Mishawaka, because it looked like Grant was going to step up and hit a 3 right away. Pass it to Rosebush to get the defense off him, right back to Jablonski for the 3 in the corner.
3-0, Mishawaka leads. The Cavemen wearing home white, maroon numbers. St. Joe wearing, what would you call that? Like a maize, kind of like a Michigan maize?
Can we call it anything but
yellow,
that?
dark yellow?
Yeah, we'll call it dark yellow.
Essentially they've got Michigan colors, maize and blue, and there is a long 2 down in the corner by Jordan Marble. 3-2, Marble, their leading scorer at 9.9 a game, gets the Bears of St. Joe on the board. So it is a yellow with navy blue numbers. Backdoor cut and a layup by Grant Jablonski, and give the assist to Hoopengarner.
Yeah, now you don't often see that. Top of the key with the big man. Nice little bounce pass on the back door there, give and go from to Jablonski.
It's the first 2-point field goal, and a week and a half for Grant Jablonski after hitting all three-pointers last week. And a driving layup by Devin Frenchco. And it's 5-4. Mishawaka with the basketball and a 1-point lead. Sam Shively, the quarterback for the football team, the pitcher for the baseball team, bounces it inside, and it'll careen out of bounds down to the baseline.
Well, it was a good look by Sam Shively, too, on Hoopengarner. Had the pick and roll working there for the Cavemen, just a little low on the bounce pass for the 6'3 Hoopengarner.
Some pressure by Mishawaka as St. Joe breaks the press. Bringing it up and down to the left corner it goes to Celentani. They work it around as Frenchco has the basketball. Out to the wing. The three is short by Marble, their leading three-point shooter. It bounces out of bounds down in the corner. And Mishawaka will inbound with 5:57 to play in the Kevin Putz First Midwest Mortgage first quarter. A 5-4 Cavemen lead. Jablonski with a left hand, works to his left and passes back to his right to Donovan Snyder. They work it around the perimeter as Shively takes it on the left wing. Shively stops his dribble and passes over to the right. On the wing, Jablonski dribbling and then stops and bounces it up to the flashing Hoopengarner, who tries to lob it down low. It is intercepted by Lane Everett, but Everett stumbles on the baseline and looked like maybe he turned his ankle a little bit. He turns it over. Mishawaka gets it right back.
Well, I'll tell you what, the pick and roll at the top of the key is working very well for Mishawaka right now.
Inbound Rosebush powers his way up and banks it down.
Nice move there by Rosebush to put it up and get the two, but what I was saying before is the pick and roll will work right now because the Bears are having trouble switching on the pick, and whoever is setting that pick is wide open on the give and go.
That's dynamite analysis, Vince. You
Only
nailed
for
it.
You.
Through the lane and a kick outside. The three-pointer does not go, and Hoopengarner has the rebound as Everett misses the tray. Now Grant Jablonski, he'll take a three, and he knocks another one down.
Gotta say that he's feeling it right now because he was a good 4 feet beyond the arc when he hoisted that three. Pretty good defense there by the Bears, too, but he would not be denied for his second three of the game.
Jablonski is true, his second of the night and his 23rd of the season. 10-4. Mishawaka leads, and now Jablonski with a steal. Passes high. Here's Rosebush with a defender in front of him. Rosebush with a left hand. The basket is good and a foul as well.
Yeah, what a great take there by Rosebush. There was no way he was giving that up to a streaking Hoopengarner, who was kind of the trailer on that fast break. He knew he had an angle. He took it, got it, and he gets a chance with the three-point play.
Rosebush will try to convert as Devin Frenchco picks up the first foul of the night. Rosebush buries the free throw. He has 5 points, and he and Jablonski have combined for all 13 for the Cavemen. 13-4 they lead. Devin Frenchco with the basketball as he crosses half court for St. Joe. Jablonski guarding him. Over to the left as St. Joe works it around the perimeter. Jordan Marble bounced it off as Frenchco takes it back, working on the right side, back to the basket. Spins it outside, and on the left wing, Marble to the top of the key. It goes to Celentani. Now a drive down to the baseline, up and no good by Newland as A.J. Rosebush got there defensively and for the rebound as well. Jablonski's three misses. Rosebush has the rebound. He turns and puts it up. It won't go. And Newland takes the board for the St. Joe Bears. 13-4, the Caveman lead. Out to the left wing. The three rims off by Marble. Offensive rebound, though, and a putback by Celentani.
And a good foul there by Celentani. He's probably the biggest guy on the floor right now, both in height and width. So he did a good job of muscling that rebound and going up for the two.
Mishawaka leads 13-6, 3:23 to play in the Kevin Putz First Midwest Mortgage first quarter. Right wing Jablonski as the taller Celentani comes out to guard him. Hoopengarner from 17 feet away. It won't go, and Marble has the rebound for St. Joe.
Probably not the shot that Coach Aklinski was looking for there from Hoopengarner, but he was pretty wide open, so I guess he's got the green light, Sean.
Marble up top down to the right corner. Frenchco with a three, an air ball, and Rosebush pulls down his third rebound of the Kevin Putz first quarter. Left wing Shively to Jablonski, top of the key. The three is good again. The third already for Grant Jablonski. He has 11 points here in the Kevin Putz First Midwest Mortgage first quarter.
Mishawaka's doing a great job, too, Sean, of coming off picks and getting wide open for some shots.
Loose ball pounded around as Celentani takes it, and traveling is going to be called on Ben Newland. Both teams will make a couple of substitutions. Grant Jablonski, who has 11 of Mishawaka's 16 points and a 16-6 lead, takes a seat. Devon Parker checks in for him. Hoopengarner takes a seat. And Alex Boggs, who had the career-high 16 points last week in the win over Jimtown, comes in as well. Sam Shively, who hit a 3 on his first attempt the other night. They didn't score the rest of the night with it. Down to the left corner. Parker takes the 3. It misses. St. Joe has the rebound. 16-6 Mishawaka. Marble chucks up a 3 from the left wing. It won't go, and Rosebush has his 4th rebound already. Rosebush driving through the lane. It won't go. Donovan Snyder pulls the board out of there for Mishawaka. The Cavemen lead 16-6, just under 2 to play. And the Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage first quarter. Into Boggs. He puts it up. It won't go. The rebound comes down to Josh Terry, one of the duo that just checked in for the Bears. Cavemen lead 16-6, skipping through the lane. Celentani, it bounced on the iron, wouldn't go. Rebound out to Terry, and he'll hit the long 2 with his heels on the arc.
Oh, they call that a 2?
Well, his heels were on the arc.
Okay, well, I didn't see it.
That's all right.
That's why I was confirming with you. I appreciate that. So I got him for a 3.
It was a 2. He was at the top of the key, but his heels were hitting the arc. So it is a long 2. Shively takes a seat, and Caleb Williams, the 6'1" freshman forward, checks in. 16-8, the Cavemen lead. 1:21 to play in the Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage first quarter. Williams with a basketball. Top of the key, and then works off to the right. Switches to the left hand, comes back to the left to Rosebush. Left wing Parker. Parker cuts to the top of the key, passes over to Boggs. Snyder will take a 3 from the wing. It won't go. Boggs with a rebound, puts it up. It catches the rim, it won't fall. Boggs with another rebound, puts it up, and it won't go. Boggs with his 3rd rebound, and what's the call this time?
Looks like it's going to be a foul on St. Joe.
The foul will go against Andrew Bloomgren, the 6'3" junior who had checked in at that last time out as well. Boggs with 3 offensive rebounds in that sequence. Didn't quite have the touch he did. And a 5-second call on Caleb Williams, and Mishawaka turns the ball over.
That seemed like a quick 5-second call there to me, Sean.
Yeah, it did.
I wasn't staring at the play, but it didn't seem like 5 seconds.
Mishawaka leads 16-8, 50 seconds to play in the Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage first quarter. Williams on the ball as Bloomgren brings it up to the near side. It goes to Terry, down to the left corner to Griffin Shinrock, who had just checked in. Missed shot, and Boggs has another rebound. His 4th already. To the right corner, Jablonski. Out to Parker on the wing. Dribbles to the top of the key. Over to the left it goes Williams. Wants to drive the baseline. Cut off by a defender, though. 20 seconds to play in the Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage first quarter. Ron Heklinski tells his team to slow things down a little bit. 11 seconds to go in the quarter. Down to the right corner, Parker pulls up inside the arc. Jumper hits the rim but bounces out of bounds with 4.8 seconds to play in the Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage first quarter.
Well, and I'm interested to see how this particular group on the floor does for the Cavemen. They got 3 young guys on the floor that aren't starters, along with Rosebush and Snyder, and a little discombobulated at the moment.
Top of the key floater bounces off on the last second shot by St. Joe, and that will be the end of the Kevin Second quarter, Sam Shively, Grant Jablonski, and A.J. Rosebush all back in. Caleb Williams stays on the floor. Nick Hoopengarner comes back in as well. Shively shovels it out to Grant Jablonski, who hit 3 threes in the first quarter, and the Cavemen turn it over. Bringing it up court was Josh Terry. Sam Shively poked it away from him, trying to cherry pick him from behind there.
Yeah, it was a nice move there by Shively, too, because he got beat a little bit to his left, and he was able to poke that ball out of bounds and kind of slow things down a little bit from the fast break.
Grant Jablonski averages a team best 11.2 a game. Basically hit it in the first quarter with 11 points on 3 3-pointers and a 2. There's a 5-second call on St. Joe.
And honestly, it's just so I don't sound like a homer, that seemed like a pretty quick 5-second call as well.
I agree. Each team with a 5-second call and turning it over before getting it inbound. Grant Jablonski, right wing, bounces it to Hoopengarner between the circles. Over to the left wing to Williams. Drives inside, stops, switches left hand. Shot will not go. Rebound down to Ben Newland. And he got a shot to the eye, it looked like, the left eye. And Williams is going to be whistled for the foul.
I think it was more of a frustration foul there by Williams after missing the bunny. And, it was going the other direction, just kind of slowing things down a little bit. Draws the foul. Freshman mistake.
Mishawaka leads St. Joseph, Michigan, 16-8. Full court pressure. Frenchco down to the left corner. Finally gets it out of there. Celentani has the basketball in front court now. Griffin Shinrock, as St. Joe has gone deep into the bench. Nicholas Bore is also in there. Poked out of bounds down on the corner, and St. Joe keeps possession.
I like that. Sam Shively, the ball's right there in his face. He's like, okay, if you're going to put it in my face, I'm going to go ahead and knock it out of bounds.
Why not? 16-8, the Cavemen lead. Frenchco with the basketball. He will pass it off to Bloomgren. Frenchco takes it back again. Goes between his legs and now works in a crossover. Comes toward the lane. Over to the left wing. It goes to Bloomgren. Back to the near side to Celentani. As St. Joe works it around the perimeter. On the left corner and coming down the baseline is Bloomgren. He's cut off and passes back to the corner to Celentani. Celentani trying to work his way out of there. Bore to Frenchco. And back over to the right side to Shinrock. Shinrock cut off on the baseline. Back out to the wing. Celentani's three. Does not go. They fight for the rebound. It goes out of bounds on the far side of the floor, and it's going to be Cavemen basketball.
Very active 2-3 zone for Mishawaka on that possession. I really like how they were switching and moving, and St. Joe was trying to get some cross-court passes going, and Mishawaka was adjusting to that very, very well. I really like that. Lane
Everett comes back in, one of the starters. This is a St. Joe team that shoots just 26% from beyond the arc. There's Sam Shively, and his three from the right wing is good.
Just a reminder that Sam Shively is actually playing in the game, and he will take a three when it's there. That's a great shot by Sam.
He pulled down 5 rebounds, his only 3 points. Again, it was his first 3-point shot. It actually started the scoring the other night against Jimtown, and then he did not score again after that. Nearly stolen by Mishawaka. As Bloomgren keeps possession, 19-8. The Cavemen lead and a drive inside. The shot is good by Lane Everett. His first bucket, he averages 3.7 a game. Caleb Williams knocked to the floor, and apparently they're going to say he stepped on the sideline.
Huh. All the good stuff happens when I put my head down.
That's what happened the other night to me. Every time I looked down, something good happened. Remember, there was a 3 by Jablonski.
Yeah, that's right.
But, I mean, that was bound to happen, as many threes as he put up the other night.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Hit 6 of them. He's already got 3. Hit 3 in the first quarter tonight. 5:15 to play in the first half. Loose ball, St. Joe. And Williams goes down to the deck to pick it up. And what are we going to have?
Wow, they're going to call a foul on Grant Jablonski and say he held down Celentani's arm.
Huh.
Oh, no, they're going to call it on Rosebush. All right.
Remember, we had that discrepancy Thursday about who picked up which foul between Rosebush and Donovan Snyder.
Now, I will say.
And I agree. I mean, it did look like Jablonski was closer there, but.
I will say on the loose ball, I love seeing the freshman get down and dirty, diving after that ball. Williams with a great hustle play.
Mishawaka leads 19-10. Inbound goes out of bounds as Donovan Snyder was there right in front of the Cavemen bench. Off Snyder, Lane Everett was there with him as well. Everett takes it. He passes off, and Celentani takes it to the right of the lane, driving his way down. A lot of contact, no call. Poked out Donovan Snyder with the rebound for Mishawaka. Cavemen lead by 9. Grant Jablonski drives on the left, and he picks up a foul as this game gets really physical all of a sudden.
Yeah, you're not kidding, and the referees are going to have to decide how they're going to call this game early, because how they call it is how these guys are going to play it.
Jordan Marble, St. Joe's leading scorer, checks back in. Celentani sits down, inbound. Jablonski, 3, rims off. The rebound comes down to Nicholas Bore. A 9-point Mishawaka lead, 4:40 to play in the first half. On the left, the bank shot is good by Tyler Burnett, who had just come in.
A nice little kiss off the glass right there. You don't see that very often these days.
Snyder to Rosebush and over to the right wing to Jablonski. Stops, Hoopengarner up top, looked inside. Sam Shively on the left, poked away from him and into backcourt. Shively still trying to pick it up as Burnett dives for it. Shively over to Jablonski. Right wing, the 3 is short. The rebound down to Bore. As St. Joe will bring it back up court. And again, if you're tuning in late, this is St. Joe, Michigan, not the Indians from South Bend. Mishawaka leads 19-12 with 3:50 to play in the first half. On the left side, Marble has the basketball. He will give it up as Burnett had it, and Rosebush, trying to steal it away from him, is going to be called for his second foul.
Well, and like you said, both teams have turned up the heat defensively. A lot of active hands on both sides trying to tip the ball away and slap away at it, and Rosebush just gets called for the foul. So he was up front where everybody's looking right where the ball is, and yeah, you're going to get called for that every time.
Bore takes a seat as Celentani comes back in. The inbound from Burnett goes to Ben Newland. 3:37 to play in the first half. Burnett with the basketball, top of the key. Into the lane, Caleb Williams on him. Over the left wing, Celentani. Celentani up top to Newland. Thought about a 3, gives it up instead. Inside it goes, loose ball. Shively ends up with it for Mishawaka to Jablonski. Inside it goes to Boggs, and he'll draw the foul.
Yeah, great job by Boggs to go up strong, and a great look by Jablonski to see that Boggs had a step on the St. Joe defender.
St. Joe going deep into its bench. Everyone, with the exception of Luke Hedstrom and Brendan Nolte, has seen the floor so far. Alex Boggs bends the knees, flicks the wrist, and hits his first free throw of the night. That is just his 5th free throw attempt this season. He's now 3 for 5. It's his first point of the night, coming off the career-high 16, along with 9 rebounds in last Thursday's win over Jimtown. Makes it 20-12 Cavemen. The next free throw by Boggs is good as well.
Nice, sweet little stroke there by Boggs. Like,
yeah.
No big deal, just, swish on a free throw.
Gives Mishawaka a 9-point advantage, 21-12. In backcourt, it is Frenchco called for a carry. The Bears turn it over once again.
So we've had 2 5-second calls and a carry call. You just don't see those very often, that's all I'm saying.
Don't know that we've seen either one of those before tonight.
No,
I know we haven't seen the 5-second call.
Not this year.
Sam Shively off the picket fence, goes to the right, down to the corner. Jablonski's 3 is short. Boggs with a weak side rebound, powers his way up, and he'll bank it down.
There you go, Boggs picking up where he left off last week. That was fantastic.
The 6'3 junior Alex Boggs with 4 points and unofficially 5 rebounds. It's 23-12 to 9. Thinking about a 3 was Newland. Up top to Marble. Over to Frenchco on the right. Frenchco looking inside with Donovan Snyder right there with him defensively. Jablonski comes and pokes at it. Loose ball picked up Frenchco. It goes off a teammate Newland and a foul called as Shively tried to pick up the loose ball.
And you'll have those kind of fouls when the ball is loose on the ground. He was just going after it, got a little extra arm there. So that's the first foul on Sam Shively tonight.
23-12, an 11-point Mishawaka lead with 2:26 to play in the first half. And the official comes over and grabs a towel on the Mishawaka bench and wipes the ball down. Jordan Marble inbounds down to the left corner. The shot is short, and Alex Boggs goes up to pull down the rebound. Grant Jablonski, who scored 11 points in the first quarter with a basketball, passes off. Caleb Williams on the right wing spots an opening and drives all the way and lays it in.
What a nice athletic move there by Williams, too. Just got a little bit of a head fake, get his defender off of him. Nice athletic drive to the basket.
The lead is 13 points for Mishawaka, 25-12, with 2:01 to play in the first half. Let's take a timeout. You're listening to Mishawaka Cavemen basketball on the Mishawaka Network in Z94.3 FM. Again, you heard it right, the St. Joseph Bears at St. Joe, Michigan. Organ Donor Classic coming up Saturday here at the Cave all day long. It'll start with the girls at 2 o'clock. Mishawaka Cavemen girls and Sarah DeShone will take on South Bend Clay. South Bend Adams plays the next game after that. And then after that, it's the Mishawaka Marion Knights playing a team from Indianapolis.
Be nice now. Be nice.
On the left, there's a 3 by Celentani, and that is the first 3-pointer of the night for the Bears. They were 0 for 8 to start the game.
Yep, now they are 1 for 9, which makes them 11% from beyond the arc.
Traveling called on Caleb Williams, who's seen more playing time tonight than I think he got against Jimtown Thursday. Already here in the first half.
And he's playing well. You know, a couple of freshman mistakes here and there, but overall, he brings a little bit more athleticism to Mishawaka, and I think that's a nice little piece that they've been missing.
Parker to the scorer's table, ready to check in for the Cavemen. A cut and a driving layup from the right side by Jordan Marble. 25-17, the lead down to 8. After a 3 and a 2 by the Bears. Caleb Williams to Shively on the left wing, guarded by Frenchco, and now doubled as he gives it up. Boggs flashes out up top. On the right, Jablonski drives, and he'll lay it in, and a foul as well.
And a great drive there by Jablonski. Everybody thinks he's going to put up the 3, and I think he's taken at least 6 threes already today, and just enough to get around the defender and drive to the basket. Also, foul. Attempt at a 3-point play.
Ben Newland has whistled for his first. Jablonski coming into the night, 21 for 60 on 3-pointers, 60 3-point attempts this season. All 12 of his field goals against Jimtown on Thursday were 3-pointers. His field goal tries, he was 6 for 12. He hits the free throw here and has 14 first-half points. That puts the Cavemen lead back up to 11, 28-17, with under a minute to play in the first half. Frenchco will hand it off to Newland up top. Out to the right wing it goes to Bloomgren. A bounce down low. Celentani turns and shoots. Trying to tip the rebound out. It ends up in the hands of Donovan Snyder, who will pull it out with 30 seconds to play in the first half. Of the Cavemen will look for the last shot of the half. Snyder dribbling, looking for a screen, goes right, shovels it out near half court to Sam Shively. Dribbles with the left hand and passes off to Parker over on the left. 10 seconds to play in the first half. Mishawaka by 11. Parker dribbling, gets a screen, goes down, floats it up there, high off the glass from the right. It won't go. Rebound Marble heaves it. It goes sailing out of bounds, and that will be the end of the first half. The Cavemen led by 8 at the end of the first quarter. They lead 28-17 at the end of the first half. An 11-point lead for the Mishawaka Cavemen. The halftime show presented by the Mishawaka Education Foundation is coming. Matt Embry will have scores for you. The U.S. Sign Crafters scoreboard coming up at halftime, and after that, we will have statistics presented by Vince D'Addario. 28-17, the Cavemen lead the Bears here at the half. This is Mishawaka Cavemen basketball on the Mishawaka Network and Z94.3.
them only go 10%, 1 of 10 from three-point land. So really good job by Mishawaka. Also those pesky hands getting in there, swatting away. I really like that as well. So let's see if that carries over into the second half.
Well, and I think that Newland passes inside to Everett. They try to pass back down to the corner, and it goes out of bounds. Last touched by a Caveman. It's the starting five: Shively, Jablonski, Rosebush, Snyder, and Hoopengarner for Mishawaka. The starting five as well: Newland, Frenchco, Celentani, Everett, and Marble for the St. Joseph Bears. Off the screen, Frenchco goes to the right, pulls up from 15. Fadeaway won't go. Rosebush. What did he step out of bounds?
Well, they're not. I thought calling a foul, so
they were,
I guess so,
trying to pick up a loose ball, and Rosebush was close to the baseline, and apparently was. He stepped on the baseline trying to get the rebound. Loose ball off a Caveman as it goes out of bounds again. It'll stay with St. Joe. Mishawaka by 11. The start of the second half, and the Rossini's Pizza third quarter. Inbound comes into Everett. He will pass it outside to Newland, over the right to Frenchco, dribbling with the left hand to Marble. Little ball fake. Marble top of the key, scooting off to the right as he dribbles and passes down toward the corner to Celentani. Reverse down to the left corner to Frenchco. Stumbles into the lane. No call. Probably traveling. Marble takes a three. It won't go, and Jablonski has the rebound.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty obvious travel there. I think the referees missed that one, but
probably, maybe.
No harm, no foul, because Mishawaka gets the ball without St. Joe scoring.
Mishawaka by 11. Shively with a basketball. Bounces it down to the baseline. The official closest to the play is not sure, and nobody is sure.
Has no clue, so they're going to huddle up. Happened right in front of him. Not sure why he didn't see that, but
everyone's just shaking their head.
They're going to call it jump ball, which I've never seen that before. The refs had no idea who it went out on. Jump ball.
Well, and again, it was, I don't want to beat him up, but I mean, it's the guy closest to the play, and he was asking the other guys who were twice as far away for help.
The look on the official over here when he asked for help was like, why are you asking me? That was fantastic.
Make a call, dude.
Yeah.
Right wing, Rosebush has the basketball with a Caveman on top by 11 to Shively. Out between the circles, standing on the big block M near center court. Jablonski right wing, and on the opposite side of the floor, a foul is called. Well off the ball. It is going to be Nick Hoopengarner called for his first.
And I think they called a moving screen on Hoopengarner.
It could be an amusing screen.
It could be amusing.
Or amusing. Amuse-bouche.
Oh, boy.
Newland with the basketball, guarded by Shively. They land it off to Everett. Frenchco on the right wing, guarded by Snyder. Frenchco clears him off with a forearm and backs his way out. On the right, Marble. Celentani, the tallest player out there at 6'4". Down to the right corner to Newland. Newland pivots, looks for some help, bounces it off, and Snyder with a steal. Snyder, 1-on-3. The left-hand layup will not go. Rebound by Rosebush, and Rosebush gets fouled going back up.
Well, a nice rebound there by Rosebush coming in, following that fast break.
And the foul is going to be called on Jordan Marble.
So he's going to go to the line, shoot a pair here.
So Rosebush will go shoot 2, and I've had fun with Rosebush and his tan all season. He is the tannest man. He's got to be the tannest man in the NIC. And I said something as he misses the free throw. Ron Hecklinski and I were talking about him after we finished up our pregame interview tonight. I said something about it, and he said, you know, I had a Christmas party a few weeks back. The team got together. We did like the white elephant gifts or whatever.
Oh, no.
And so the gift that one of A.J. Rosebush's teammates gave him for Christmas was a bottle of tan lotion.
Yes, they did.
He hit the second free throw. The lead is 29-12 Mishawaka. Donovan Snyder with it. No look, down to the right corner. Jablonski, 3 is short. The rebound to Celentani, and a foul is going to be called. So that was pretty priceless, I thought.
That's awesome.
One of Rosebush's teammates gave him some tanning lotion for Christmas. Hoopengarner is called for his second foul.
I just think they've been listening to our broadcast. That's what I think.
I don't. I mean, you can't make it up.
No. Well, and obviously we see the home games, so he's wearing the bright white uniform. That certainly does not help his case any.
No. Hoopengarner was called for his second. The lead is 12 for Mishawaka in the Rossini's Pizza third quarter. Newland to Marble. Marble comes into the lane. A big jump step. The shot won't go, and Hoopengarner takes it out of there. Down to Jablonski in the right corner. Out to Shively it goes. Mishawaka by 12. Jablonski scored 11 points in the first quarter. He scored just 3 since then, but he hit 3 3-pointers in that stretch. To Jablonski and over to Shively on the right. Jablonski sets a screen as Shively goes left. Jablonski knocked down and then pops right back up as Frenchko gives him a shove. And now Frenchko poking at it, and finally he's called for a foul.
Yeah, that was coming. There was no question about that. There was no love lost there between, gosh, what's his name?
Frenchko.
I'm sorry, Frenchko and Jablonski. Just completely escaped my mind there. Frenchko and Jablonski. And you could tell one of them was going to get called for something.
Yep, that's the second on Frenchko. Inbound to Donovan Snyder. He'll go to the left. Backdoor cut by Jablonski, and the right-hand layup is good.
Sweet little backdoor there. You know, and I think that's important that Mishawaka gets back to what was working for them so well in the first half. The screens, the give and goes, the backdoors, because I don't think St. Joe has adjusted very well to their motion.
Mishawaka leads 31-17 here in the Rossini's Pizza third quarter, and there's a steal by Tanman. Up court, Jablonski, his layup is good again.
Well, not only was that a great steal, but that was a great pass, almost a three-quarter court little pass over the shoulder of Jablonski. He didn't even have to put it on the floor and goes up for the layup. Great job.
A timeout taken by St. Joe with Mishawaka now leading 33-17 after back-to-back buckets by Grant Jablonski. We'll take a timeout on the Mishawaka Network and Z94.3.
Troyer Carpets, your family-owned local flooring.
Mishawaka is playing St. Joseph, Michigan tonight because A.J. Rosebush with that tan looks like he's been hanging on Silver Beach in the middle of summer for a while. I mean, we've talked about that tan, and again, his teammates gave him a bottle of tanning lotion for Christmas, but A.J. Rosebush with the steal and then got it up to Grant Jablonski for the easy layup, and the Cavemen have their biggest lead of the night, 33-17. with 4:16 to play in the Rossini's Pizza third. The inbounders trade off there on the baseline. I haven't seen that yet this year.
Don't see that one very often. That might be the first time I've seen that live ever.
Josh Terry in the game for St. Joe. Down low off Everett's hands and out of bounds. And the Bears turn it over. A 16-point Cavemen lead. Sam Shively up to Grant Jablonski. Grant with a game-high 18 coming off that 21-point, effort in the win over Jimtown Thursday. Shively on the right wing. Lobs it down to Boggs on the block. He turns and puts it up. It won't go. Rebound into the hands of Donovan Snyder to the corner. Jablonski's three won't go. Snyder with another offensive rebound. Snyder with 5 boards unofficially tonight. Mishawaka's lead is 16 with 3:25 to play in the Rossini's Pizza third quarter. Jablonski to Boggs. Now over to the right wing to Shively. Shively drives, and the foul is going to be called on Josh Terry.
Well, and it's a good thing that Josh Terry fouled on that drive, because if he hadn't called it another 2 steps later, it might have been a player control foul there on Sam Shively.
Well, Shively kind of had that forearm up himself, kind of bulldozing his way down, and the official kind of touched his forehead as he signaled that foul, and I thought maybe it was coming on Shively initially.
I gotcha, yeah.
Shively into Boggs on the block. Foul on the floor.
There you go.
As he tries to split 2 defenders.
Well, and that's how you're going to see the maturation of Alex Boggs, because he's going to get the ball on the block. He's big enough to get there. It's what he does when he gets it. He was double teamed, and he still tried to go up and make the play. One thing I'd like to see is don't put the ball on the floor. Don't dribble that. Just go up and get it.
Yeah.
That way you're at the line shooting.
Top of the key, Jablonski over to the left to Rosebush. Snyder on the wing. Donovan Snyder looking for help, comes to the middle and passes off to Boggs. 3 to play in the Rossini's Pizza third. Shively drives all the way down past the defender and lays it in.
Nice little move there by Shively. He was able to go up and under to avoid the defender and still come down with the 2 points. That was impressive.
35-17 now. The Mishawaka lead is 18 points in the Rossini's Pizza third, and St. Joseph is yet to score in the third. Mishawaka has outscored the Bears 7-0 here in the Rossini's Pizza third quarter. Just under 2.5 to play in the quarter. Outside it goes as Ron Heklinski yells switch from the sideline over near midcourt. Boggs with the rebound, then got tied up. The jump ball is going to go to the Bears. That is the 7th rebound of the night, though, for Boggs. And Ron Heklinski and the coaching staff had him for 9 Thursday against Jimtown.
The official stats.
That's right.
They just got to come to us. We got official
I
stats
do
right
my
here.
best with everything flying to try to mark them down.
Absolutely. Good job there by Alex Boggs, able to tip the inbound pass right out of bounds. That's a good job.
Looking for Nick Bore, the 6'3 junior, who averages 2.2 a game. Left corner, Benjamin Newland. He averages 9.5. He is scoreless tonight. Inbound ends up to Bloomgren as Jeremiah Sterling, a 5'11 junior, in for the first time tonight for St. Joe. Stops his dribble, passes it off as Bloomgren takes it outside, and there is a steal by Boggs. Boggs knocking it up, and finally he never really controlled it, and Bore is able to take it back from him. Back to the front court comes St. Joe. Top of the key, Sterling to the left corner to Bore. Bore pivoting and passes up top. Mishawaka leads by 18. Into the lane goes Bloomgren. Stops his dribble and out to Bore once again. 1:35 to play in the Rossini's Pizza third quarter. Sterling passes over on the left wing to Josh Terry. Guarded by Parker, and Devon Parker is going to pick up his first foul. Parker 0 for 4 from the floor in the Jimtown game, averaging 4.5 points a game. That's his first foul. He's scoreless tonight as Donovan Snyder goes and takes a seat.
Well, we talked about the Cavemen defense at halftime, and so far we got 1:22 left in the third quarter. And St. Joe has yet to score, and a lot of that has to do with the defense that Mishawaka is applying to them.
Frenchco has the basketball for the Indians. 35-17 is the score with 1:08 to play in the Rossini's Pizza third. Turnover, and here's A.J. Rosebush. The Cavemen and Rosebush attacking. Rosebush will draw the foul as he goes to the basket.
Yeah, they're going to call that foul on the floor. It looked like a continuation to the shot to me, but Another foul added there.
It's not the NBA, Vince. Come on.
Hey. Well, apparently it is, because they're not going to call that travel earlier in the game, all right?
That's true. Inbound, and here's Boggs splitting the defense. His shot misses, and Sterling with a rebound for St. Joe. And then the ball goes back out of bounds. Last touch by a Caveman.
Well, and again, even though that shot got blocked there from Alex Boggs, that's a great move to the basket. He's showing that he's confident in what he can do offensively. And if you're Coach Aklinski, you love to see that.
57.3 seconds to play in the Rossini's Pizza third as Shively went for a steal of the inbound. It goes back out of bounds again.
Even though it was out of bounds on Shively, did you see the behind-the-back
little
pass to
there.
Rosebush? It was right on the money.
Some life on that. Inbound to Bloomgren in the corner. Frenchco has the basketball. 50 seconds to play in the Rossini's Pizza third. Mishawaka leads 35-17. Frenchco to Boré. Boré looking right, Sterling. 40 seconds to play in the third. On the left, Bloomgren drives down, puts it up, won't go, but he draws a foul. And it will go to the free throw line. It will go against Caleb Williams. That's his second.
So with 36.3 seconds left, St. Joe attempts to get on the board here for the first time in the third quarter.
The lead is 18 as Donovan Snyder goes to the free throw line. Bloomgren, a 62% free throw shooter. 10 out of 16 makes the first, and that is the first point of the Rossini's Pizza third quarter. And it comes with 36.3 seconds to play in the quarter. Another free throw coming for Bloomgren, who averages 3.2 a game. It misses. Rebound to Rosebush. Unofficially his sixth of the night. 35-18. 27 seconds to play in the Rossini's Pizza third quarter. Parker on the right wing. Goes to the left with the left hand. Stops his dribble. Left wing to Williams. Gets a screen and comes to the left. Boggs working inside. Back to Williams, and Snyder between the circles with 12 to play in the Rossini's Pizza third. Mishawaka looking for the last shot of the quarter with 5 to play. Donovan Snyder, crossover down to the right corner. Parker dribbles to his left, bounces it back. Rosebush heaves it at the buzzer. It will not go, and that will be the end of the Rossini's Pizza third quarter. 35-18. Mishawaka outscores St. Joe 7-1 in the Rossini's Pizza third. We'll go to the fourth quarter right after this on Z94.3 and the Mishawaka Network.
Hi, sports fans. This is Marianne Herendine from Hearth and Home. We have been helping people stay warm since 1977. Vermont Castings Heat and Glow Heat-A-Lay.
The Bears of St. Joseph, Michigan, as Donovan Snyder is knocked to the floor by Devin Frenchco, and that'll be the third of the night on Frenchco. Newland and Frenchco combine to average over 17 points a game. They have a combined 2 tonight. Jordan Marble, their leading scorer, averages 9.9 a game. He has just 4 tonight. So they're three of their 4 leading scorers combined for 6 points, and they average over 20 points a game.
Pretty good defense right there, Sean.
Yep. Parker, Boggs, Rosebush, Williams, and Snyder on the floor for Mishawaka. The Cavemen lead 35-18. Williams backs it out. Williams over to Parker, back to Snyder again as they play catch around the perimeter. Williams dribbling and looks at a double team, stops and passes outside to Snyder. Rosebush with a basketball. Wanted to drive left and draws the foul.
Looks like it's going to be on Sterling, and that's going to send Rosebush to the line for a 1-on-1 situation.
It is the first on Sterling. He'll take a seat as Luke Hedstrom checks in. So now for St. Joe, Brendan Nolte is their only player who hasn't been in the game tonight. Rosebush at the line where he is 2 out of 3 tonight, 6 points. He's a 79% free throw shooter. The front end of the 1-and-1 misses though. He tried to save the rebound but unable to take it. $7:15 to play in the ball game as the inbound goes to Frenchco in backcourt. Frenchco walking it up and over to the left it goes. Jordan Marble, or rather Bloomgren, and down low it goes to Griffin Shinrock, who lays it in for his first bucket of the night.
And a little bit of Mishawaka's own medicine there with a backdoor cut and a layup there for Shingren.
Donovan Snyder loses it, and then he will foul Frenchco trying to get it back.
No, they're going to call a kicked ball.
Ah, okay.
Actually, so no foul on the play.
Grant Jablonski back in for Mishawaka. Frenchco works his way open in front court, takes it 35-20. The lead is 15 for the Cavemen with 6 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Mishawaka trying to win its 4th straight game, and what would be their 5th in their last 6 if they're able to hold on and close this out. With the Saturday Oregon Donor Classic coming up, the little floater in the lane does not go for Bore. Ball shoots up in the air. Bore, who is about 5 or 6 inches taller than Shively, takes it away, and there's Alex Boggs who goes up with a block, and Donovan Snyder with a rebound for the Cavemen. A 15-point lead, and Shively takes the 3. He was
one too many steps.
Yep, taking a step first, though.
Kind of walked into that 3. I think he was surprised at how wide open he actually was on that one.
Ron Heklinski takes a timeout, and with Mishawaka leading 35-20 with a little under 6 to play. Vince, it's a good time to run down what's going on at the Oregon Donor Classic on Saturday.
Absolutely. So we've got 4 games on tap for Saturday. 2 o'clock, the Mishawaka girls are going to take on the Clay girls, followed at 4 o'clock. Now, of course, all these times are approximate based on finishing times of the game prior.
Absolutely.
But 4 p.m., Adams is going to take on Indianapolis Cecina. The following game 3 will pit Marion versus Edwardsburg. And at 8 o'clock, the nightcap will be the one that we have, the Mishawaka boys versus Lakeland. And let's see here, there's going to be a table set up all day with the Indiana Donor Network. They'll be able to help out not only by taking monetary donations, but by signing people up to be organ donors. Tickets are $7 to watch all-day basketball, and $1 of every ticket sold will be donated to the Indiana Donor Network.
And it should be mentioned that Mishawaka Network is going to stream 3 of those 4 games. The only one they will not stream, I believe, is the Adams game.
Really? It's an interesting
That was the last I heard.
choice.
Well, Mishawaka Marion's doing pretty well. They got this kid named Jaden Ivey. I don't know if you've heard of him.
A little bit. He's averaging 28 points a game.
Right.
So, yep, I've heard of him.
Son of Niel Ivey, the former All-American and both national championship player and assistant coach at Notre Dame.
He is the 8th leading scorer in Indiana and the 7th ranked player in his class in Indiana.
Javen Hunter, the former Notre Dame wide receiver, his dad. He's a pretty good athlete.
I would agree.
5.5 to play in this game. Mishawaka has the basketball. 35-20 they lead. Shively with the cut and the pass to Alex Boggs, who lays it in.
That's 6 points for Boggs and a great little catch and shoot there for Boggs on the pick and roll. So good job there by the Cavemen.
37-20. The lead is 17. Frenchco off the screen for St. Joseph, goes to the right, down to the baseline, pulls it back out. Boré to Frenchco, up fake once and twice, does not shoot with Alex Boggs standing there defensively. Boré, top of the key, and this time do they call it a three?
They do not.
It is not. It is a long two for Lane Everett. And I mean, if you're Frenchco and you're down by, 17 at that point in the fourth quarter, you might as well take it if you're going to pump twice, right?
Absolutely.
Rosebush on the right wing. Dribbles once with the left hand, passes to Boggs. Over to the left wing to Grant Jablonski. Inside and outside, Shively to Jablonski. Donovan Snyder dribbles once with the right hand. Rosebush to Boggs out on the perimeter. 4:15 to play in the fourth quarter. Mishawaka by 15. Shively to Jablonski. Frenchco guards him, extended outside. Rosebush drives from the right wing all the way down. The shot a little bit short, and Boré with the rebound for St. Joe.
Well, and Rosebush was able to catch his defender leaning a little bit, but just a little late getting over there and allowed the defender to get back in there and defense that shot.
A steal by Jablonski. Gives it up, gets it back down to Rosebush, and he'll be fouled going up.
Well, no one will ever accuse A.J. Rosebush of not taking the ball strong to the hole. He was able to get that ball pretty deep underneath the basket, went up strong, able to draw the foul and shoot some free throws.
3:47 to play here in the fourth quarter. Boré whistled for his first. Rosebush to shoot a pair. And his first one falls through. Rosebush was up to 81% from the free throw line this season. He hits the first and now has 7 points. Coming into the night, 79%, 42 of 53 after an 8-point effort and 3 of 5 from the line against Jimtown Thursday. Next free throw, good as well for Rosebush. He has 8.
Half of those points from the free throw line. He's 4 of 6 tonight.
Drive inside by Marble, flips it up there, won't go. Rosebush has the rebound, his 7th. 3.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Mishawaka by 17 points. Rosebush is called for traveling. He dribbled once, stopped, and then the cut was late, and he kind of really had no choice.
I was going to say, it almost looked like he got faked out by Grant Jablonski. He thought he was going to be at the top of the key, but then he cut towards the basket. He kind of had to do a little hesitation and ended up dragging that pivot foot for the travel.
Alex Boggs sits down as Hoopengarner comes in. 39-22, 3:23 to play. Only .315 separates Mishawaka from their 4th straight win. Celentani passes over to the right. Brendan Nolte is in there, so everyone on the St. Joe roster has played tonight. Foul on the entry pass. Foul is called on Hoopengarner. That's his 3rd. Williams in for Mishawaka. Donovan Snyder heads to the bench. Marble to inbound. Gets it into Nolte. A drive on the right side by Celentani draws the foul. It'll be Hoopengarner for his 4th.
making the most of his time.
Yeah, I guess so.
In the ball game.
Celentani to the line where he shoots 58%. He misses the first. He's now 7 out of 13 at the stripe this season. Mishawaka Cavemen basketball. Z94.3 and the Mishawaka Network will be back on 96.1 WSBT Saturday. Celentani hits 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Of course, Notre Dame and North Carolina getting ready to tip off in about 6 minutes on WSBT. 39-23 Cavemen, 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. Caleb Williams passes off to Shively over the left wing to Grant Jablonski. Hoopengarner flashes out to take it. Caleb Williams dribbling with the left hand over to Rosebush, and now Shively on the wing. Hoopengarner out to take it. Jablonski to Shively into the lane and back out to Jablonski again with 2:25 remaining. C.J. Fisher going to the scorer's table for the Cavemen. Jablonski dribbling with 2:12 remaining. As Ron Heklinski gets set to send in a couple more, Kyle Sears and Raheem Brayton going to the table as well. Sam Shively on the left wing. Down low, the cut and the pass to Caleb Williams, who lays it in, and Ron Heklinski will call timeout so he can get 3 more Cavemen in.
They're going to actually take the 30 seconds, kind of get his troops in order.
All right, so we'll take a quick one as well. 41-23, Mishawaka by 18. Back with more right after this.
Dave Ramsey here to tell you about my good friends at Ace.
Junior, 6'1" senior C.J. Fisher, and a 5'7" senior Kyle Sears all check in for Mishawaka with 1:43 now remaining. St. Joseph turns it over. It's the St. Joe Michigan Bears. Mishawaka by 18, and Devon Parker back to the table. Nick Hoopengarner, the only starter out there right now. Hoopengarner takes it at the top of the key. Over to the near side to Brayton. C.J. Fisher, little up fake and out to Williams. Mishawaka leads by 18 with 1:20 remaining. Ron Heklinski is going to call another timeout. Put Parker back in. And we are going to go ahead and take it as well with 1:17 to play. Mishawaka leading by 18 on the Mishawaka Network and Z94.3.
A stylish new garage door can change the entire look of your home. At Industrial Door of Northern Indiana, you can choose from traditional carriage house or other striking residential looks that will update the curb appeal of your home instantly. Visit Industrial Door of Northern Indiana's showroom at 3839 South Main Street in South Bend, or view their entire gallery, including lifestyle overhead and Mystic motorized garage screen doors at industrialdoorni.com. Industrial Door of Northern Indiana, providing quality sales, service, and installation of commercial and residential overhead doors.
Devon Parker on the drive for Mishawaka with 1:09 to play. Draws a foul and will go to the line. Luke Hedstrom is whistled for St. Joseph. Parker to the line. He is scoreless so far tonight. That was team foul number 9, so still a 1-1. Or actually they say he was shooting, so it was 2, sorry. Come on, Sean. I know. 1:09 remaining, and Mishawaka leading by 18 points. They wave off the free throw. It was good, and they're going to say that Parker was over the line too early.
All right. Yet another call we don't see very often.
Yeah, no kidding. We've seen a lot of unique ones tonight. Both teams deep in their bench here late in the game with the Cavemen leading by 18 and now under a minute to play. Cut down low, missed shot by Hedstrom. The rebound to C.J. Fisher. Mishawaka about to improve to 7-4. This will be their 4th straight win. Jump ball called.
Nothing good happens down in the corner, especially when the team's playing up defense like that.
Brayshawn White is the only, actually Jonah Harrington, we've got him listed. I don't know if he's down there in uniform tonight, but I know Brayshawn White is the only Caveman, I think, who hasn't got in tonight. 30 seconds remaining. Mishawaka leads 41-23. St. Joe with a basketball. Loose ball picked up and a drive by Josh Terry.
And they're going to call a player control foul on the Bears.
.6 seconds remaining. Cavemen inbound and pretty much dribble it out if that's what they choose to do. Parker with it. Cuts into the lane with 9 seconds now to play. Williams is going to draw a foul. They're getting their money's worth, Vince.
They certainly are. When you get these younger guys in there, don't see a lot of playing time. They're going to still play hard regardless of what the score is.
Oh, absolutely.
And, you know, give St. Joe a lot of credit. These kids are playing hard, and they're trying to play good defense, trying to get the ball turned over.
Williams to the line, and he'll get to shoot 2. That was the 10th foul. He makes the first. He has 5 points now tonight. Makes it a 19-point lead. Trying to make it 20. Second one up and good as well. 6 for Williams. 43-23 Mishawaka. Long inbound to front court for St. Joe. The layup good by Hedstrom. He nearly threw it down. That'll be the end of the game. 43-25. As Mishawaka outscores the St. Joe Bears 15-7 in the second half. The entire half. Not a whole lot of scoring in the half, but obviously they didn't need it either. 43-25. We'll take a timeout. Back with the Sonic Drive-In post-game show. Don't forget, Matt Embry also has the U.S. Sign Crafters scoreboard. And we will also have the Jays Crunchers Crunch Time play of the game. That's all coming up when the Sonic Drive-In post-game show begins. The Mishawaka Network and Z94.3.
We can't pick everything in life, right? Parents,